Hey, welcome to Quarter Inch Seam. Happy Tuesday. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. What are we going to do today? She's almost done. She's almost done. I just have to, we took a little break yesterday. We did the, we did a live. It was a bit of an impromptu live. It wasn't supposed to be live, but I hit the wrong button. And I heard about it too. Oh, Angela, it's not that complicated. I know, it's not that complicated. It's just a button. It's one button. And any hooser. So we did part one in the series, which is just going to be kind of a running series. I'm not going to do like every single week or every day. It's just like a running series. As we come across something, we'll try it out and we'll see and we'll rate it. Anyway, so it was square and square, and I thought it was absolutely as easy as they said it was. My freaking glasses. I gotta find glasses that have the glare, that have the no glare stuff, because that drives me bananas. Chasing the glare, I hate it. Anyway, so this is, there we go. I think like that. Yeah, I think like that. Anyway, and so check out the video from yesterday. It was a live. It wasn't supposed to be live, but it was. Let's not beat a dead horse. And it was square and a square. Is it really that easy? Square and a square. And what we did was we ended up turning the square and a square into a little mug rug. And we had some great ideas on that. So watch that video, because what we surmised was doing an oversized mug rug, or kind of a little bit larger. This is about, it ended up being about 6.5 inches by 7, 6.5 by 7 or so, give or take. And in this beautiful fabric, and what we're going to, Bountiful by Maywood Studios. And what I'm going to do, I don't know what you're going to do, but what I'm going to do is, for Thanksgiving, I am going to do a bunch of these for dessert. And so for dessert, when you put your coffee cup, I'll put that down, and then people can have a place for their coffee cup, and for their spoon, or what have you, and the little dribbles will go on here. And then Madeline brought up a great idea. It's a great gift. Everybody can kind of take one home. You could probably do some cutesy little, that'd be a really cute little holdery thing too. Anyway, I thought it was very versatile. It gave you a way to kind of zhuzh up just to something relatively basic and not be really hard. It really was just that easy. Today, however, one last bit. Don't forget to post your pictures on the YouTube channel under the community post thing on our channel, and on Facebook. And the easiest way to get to all those places is to go to our website, which is beacons.ai/quarter inch seam. So you go to your web browser, you go beacons, BEACONS.AI/quarter inch seam. And it'll take you to the website, and the links to get into the Facebook page, and to post your stuff on YouTube. And then what we do is, anything that you finish, put it up on the channel, or if you're not quite finished, if you're just about there, put it up there. We want to celebrate you. And then at the end of the month, We do a random drawing for everybody that's posted. So if you post on both channels, you get 2 in the hopper. And there's not really a hopper. It's all done digitally now. There's no spinning barrel, nothing. We just push a button and it picks a name. I know that's about how exciting it is. Anyway. Last month's winner was Madeline Diaz. And Madeline Diaz got one of our new coffee mugs that has our little logo on it, and then she asked me to sign it, so I put a little cute thing on there and signed it. And look at what I got today. A picture of Madeline's mug! And she said she keeps it on her table with her pins in it, with her clips in it, and that she loves it. So Madeline, we love you, honey. There's no other way to say it. We love you. And I'm so glad that you won from last month, and so there you go. It's also great for this. If your phone slides around, set your phone on there, doesn't scratch the glass. That's pretty handy. Anyway, so today what we're going to do is I'm just going to sew for a little bit. I'm just going to work on the binding because we're so close. It's breathtaking how close we are on this thing. So I figured while we chat, I'll just sew binding. And I had this kind of set up so I could do it easily, and now I've got my here. Did you bring your sewing stuff? You got it? Go get it. Pause it. Go get your stuff. You gotta sew for a few minutes. It'll make you feel better. If you feel good, it'll make you feel even better. If you don't feel good, it'll make you feel better. If you are having a stressful day, it will calm you down. If you're having a calm day, it'll get you all jazzed up. Okay, here we go. She's big. She's a big girl. Okay. All right, now we're ready to. Oh no, I gotta hold on. Hang on. I took the purple off yesterday so that I could do the brown for a project. And gotta do that. Gotta do bobbin. Made our tri-tip last night, grilled our tri-tip up. And fantastic. Came out fantastic. We didn't do it on Sunday because we ran out of charcoal. And honestly, I lost my interest in the project. So we didn't do it on Sunday. We ate whatever was in the fridge. Oh, it was too funny. We had these big plans for Sunday night dinner, and we ended up eating like the most minuscule. I think I had like a cup of salad from a bag that was gonna go, and then I had I don't know, like the remnants of a rotisserie chicken, and Steve had the last bit of a steak, ham steak piece. It was pretty pathetic on Sunday night. But last night was a fantastic tri-tip. I tell you what, meat prices right now. Doggies. I could use for a break in the meat prices. Like across the board, everything is, you know, I don't want to talk about why. There's 1,017 reasons, I'm sure, why. It doesn't matter right now because the meat prices are higher. So you make do. I wish I had, but I did not, glued this side down and started with this edge glued too. But honestly, like this thing is just hard to maneuver even out, like on my living room floor or whatever. And I haven't wanted to just lay it on the floor and get, you know, by the time I do all that, I may as well just throw it on the machine and sew it. So I haven't really, but if I can finish with this part tonight, then I gotta do that on the other side so I can glue it down so I can sew the rest of the binding. And that's gonna be a challenge. So, I don't know. I was hoping that for tomorrow night's live, so we have our Wednesday night live tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern. 6 o'clock Eastern. So excited. I love our lives. Invite a friend. Invite a friend to come over. Yeah. Grab a cup of coffee. Have a cup of tea. Glass of wine. Hey, if you can sew with a glass of wine, more power to you. A bunch of people have asked me. I have not yet seen Downton Abbey because we were going to go this weekend and stuff just kept getting in the way. And there you go. And there was just a lot of stuff from the, you know, from last week. There was, man, last week was heavy and sad. And, you know, it's lingered on this week, and so we'll go when we go. Maybe we'll go this weekend. That'd be a nice little break this weekend. If I have a really good week at work, maybe we'll go Friday. We used to go to the movies. Now, when I say we used to, this is, let's just make sure this is all going on there right. Before, you know, when we got all sick, remember? Pandemic? Yeah, remember that? Steve and I used to go to the movies. Well, there was a constant slew of good movies, you know, or movies that at least interested us, you know, coming out. We used to go, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a month. It was fun, you know? We've gone to the theaters where they serve you food. It's not my favorite because somebody, you know, they've got to be able to pass through in front of you. I don't really. And it takes going to the movies as expensive as it is nowadays, and then it just compounds that by eating, you know, not so great expensive food. And so, to be honest with you, you want to know my favorite? A big soda that we share, diet soda. We drink diet soda. Don't unpoise your fingers from the keyboard. A bag of popcorn and 2 hot dogs. Movie theater hot dogs. It's got to be the worst possible food for you on the planet. Love it. And then I love a box of Raisinets. Yeah, love Raisinets. Love, love, love Raisinets. When I was a kid, I could have eaten Raisinets all day long. But now, I can't have any raisins. I can't. Raisins. Too many raisins. But I still love them when we go to the movies. And Steve loves snow caps or milk duds. So I just like regular movie food. Hot dogs and popcorn. Oh, that's how I like it. That's how I like it. But then, we went through what we went through as a country, or world, or however you want to see it. And, it affected the movie economy, the movie industry, where suddenly we did everything on streaming and whatever, YouTube, or Prime, Amazon Prime, or whatever wherever you get your movies now, Netflix, and not as many movies coming out. Certainly not as many good movies coming out. My gosh. Like, there have been times, since we've been to Florida, I think we've been here 4 years. I think we've been to the theater in town 3 or 4 times. And a lot of times, it's just because there's nothing like all that great to see that really kind of, piques our interest or really kind of suits what we like to watch. So, tell me in the comments, do you still go to the movies a lot? I miss the movies. It's a good date. What kind of movies do you like? Tell me. We like movies that have kind of a little bit of meaning, a little substance to them, a little depth. We're not really into the whole Marvel or comics, or I'm just not into that stuff. I'm not into like the science fiction type stuff, creatures, and I don't like blood and gory, like super scary movies. I absolutely don't. I can't do them. It just, I don't like them. So that kind of like I can't think of his name, Shyamalan movies, his stuff. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. They're too scary for me. It's scary on a different, like, psychological level, and I can't do it. Some action movies we like. I like that Jason Statham. Yeah. I like Jason Statham. Yeah, we like him. I like a good Denzel movie. I like a good, oh gosh, what's his name? His name just went out of my head. Liam Neeson. Yeah, I like a good Liam Neeson. Anyway. Right now, the only one I really want to go see is Downton. You know me. Love my Downton. Oh. And if you've seen Downton, did you like it? If you've seen it, did you like it? That's my next question. Is did you like it? This is 2. This is the second row. All right. So what are you working on? Are you doing our September challenge, which is to finish at least one UFO? Just pick one. That's the question. Or are you working on something else? know about you, and I keep rethinking it, but you guys are always saying, right? Those of you that have been quilting for a long, long time are always saying, you know what? You do what's good for you. You do what works for you or what's comfortable for you. Oh, wow. She barely caught. That was lucky. That was lucky. All right, let's see. Flip it up. Okay, every once in a while when you do a corner, when I do a mitered corner, every once in a while I just can't get my hands to work right. I wonder if that's the problem. I gotta trim a little. Hang on a second. I don't mean to be quiet, but this isn't really. Yeah, I gotta trim this a little bit. Hang on a second. Somehow this didn't go on right. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's better. Better, better, better. Okay, let me just sew this back on real quick. Start here. Okay. Now let's see. There we go. Oh my goodness, much better. Okay. That will be better. Okay. All right, let me get this started before I try and turn all this whole thing around. So I don't have to. It's huge! Oh my gosh! It is huge! Okay, now, if I honestly get all of this binding on today, oh my gosh, could you imagine, oops, could you imagine? And we're off. And we're off. I don't know where Minnie went. She was in here a minute ago. Try to fall asleep outside. It was warm here today. I think it was supposed to be close to 90. Oh, we haven't been outside much. I ran to grab some lunch. Phil, Steve, and I went and grabbed some lunch and brought it home. But other than that, it was very pretty. It was supposed to be a little bit more overcast than I think it ended up being, so it felt warmer than, it felt even warmer. But just very pretty. This time of year right now in Florida, oh my gosh, it's as good as spring. It's just a beautiful temperature. It's, it's dry. It's much drier. You don't have the humidity, although that does take your sinuses a little getting used to. But humming along, baby. We are humming along. And then tomorrow night for our live, I think we'll do the front. That's if I can get my fanny in gear today and get the front glued on. I'm hoping. But I gotta work too, so. So we're having leftover tri-tip for dinner. I'm trying to figure out now, well, I know what I need to do. The next one I really need to work on is the butterflies. Really got to get that done. But I'm also really excited to finish the petals quilt. Because I never got around to finishing it. Because I started working on other stuff with you guys and tried to come up with some fun stuff to talk about, and so I had a couple of pieces on the quilt top where my cuts weren't exactly square. So I'm not going to overly worry about it, just because they're so close that, if you go down a few inches, you find a place where it is straight again. And I just use that as my guide. So, the place where it's a little bit uneven, will just, I can trim it off before I flip the binding over, or let it fold into the turn, but I think some of it I'll just trim off. It's not a lot. Okay? Okay. Hold on. Not square. There we go. Done. One more edge. And then the only other thing that I did see was there were a couple of places where I did the quilting where there was like a little tiny area where that kind of got skipped. So what I'll probably do is just go back, you know, and on the back side and kind of identify where those are so that I can, you know, fix some of those. Okay. Just going to turn this one piece right here and get it lined up. Get this corner. I got my miter turned. You know, I got my turn for the miter corner done. Now, back it up just a little bit. Okay, now we'll turn it. Which is a bit of a tip, if you want a tip. You know, if you're working with something big like this, just take this corner and turn it and get your stitching started on that miter. So you're coming down the next row, so that it's at least that part is set, and then you can kind of maneuver the rest of your bulk. Because otherwise you're trying to hold on to that miter or keep the pin or the clip in place, and this way, if you're somewhat gentle with it, you know, you want to rip it out of the machine. You'll have that started, the stitches started there. Now we've turned our project and we're off. Here we go. Okay, ready? Close your eyes. I just realized I haven't seen Betsy in a couple of days. Have I? I'm gonna have to shoot Betsy a message. See, make sure everything's okay. Maybe she's just buried underneath a massive king-size quilt like this and trying to get the bobbin changed. You'd have to see my video from a few days ago from last week to get that joke. All right, let's go. And we're lined up, and we go. Gosh, my thumbs. Steve and I seem to have both developed some arthritis in this area right here. Getting old is for the birdies. For the birdies. Alright, let's see. Here we go. Whoops. Okay. Now, let's get this situated again. And we're off. Okay. Let's just see how much more of this we need. I don't really need to trim, to hang on to that whole long yard there. I only need a little bit more. All right. The final stretch. And to be honest, well, the other ones that I want to finish this month, the petal and the butterfly. I was gonna say I'm gonna need not only more of the 505 spray so I can, you know, baste and set those, but I'm not gonna need that for a bit. So I guess the question for everybody is, do you have something that you like? Please don't say the Elmer's glue. I'm not a big fan of using the glue for the Elmer's glue for my actual like sandwiching, for basting the layers together. I love it for the binding, but so far for the actual basting of the layers, that part I'm not a big fan of. And I know it will wash away, but in the interim, like I've got kind of patches of glue in the areas where I did it, and like once it starts drying, you can't remaneuver anything. So the jury is out on using it for basting the layers, but for the binding, 100%. Totally changed the game. 100%. Okay, now, all right, this is it. She's gonna be on. And I'm not even going to need to turn the whole quilt because we're not really going that far. Oops, that's not good. Okay, there we go. right, now came down a little bit far from where I wanted to. It's okay. Okay, so I'm not doing the I'm not doing the you know, sew on a bias for my ends. I've shown you guys a couple times how I do that. So I just, whoops, still too long. Camoli, sister. So I tuck the two ends together. So I take, I'll show it to you in here. So that's going to be my top piece. So I just take it and fold just a little bit in so that I create a nice edge. Okay. Okay. So now the edge is folded over, it's finished. Okay. Just give it a little bit of a squeeze there. Then I take my other tail. It doesn't matter if you close that in or not. And you're just going to tuck that in there. And sometimes when I do this, it's a little bit awkward, like it hasn't really set in there very well. And I'll just trim the one that's going on the inside, the one that's sliding in. I'll just trim it a little bit so that it kind of lays down nice and flat. And this, and what I ended up doing on the table topper, scattered falling leaves table topper, was from the advice of you guys, is I just put a couple of stitches, hand stitches in there when I finally finished it. Just put a couple of hand stitches in there, just on this side here when you finish it. If that doesn't make sense, let me know, and I'll explain it a different way. Okay, we're almost done. Oh my god, it's like the last 20 stitches. Well, for this part. Okay. Everybody's in there. I just find it, there's something about doing the bias at this point where you're closing it all up that just doesn't agree with my brain, and I just don't force it anymore. I saw somebody do this and I thought, well, maybe that will work, and it does. And it doesn't stress me out. You know, binding, but sewing, quilting, crafts, projects like this should not be more anxious than real life. So, anyway, that's what I do. You can do whatever you like. And then I put just a couple extra stitches in here. Okay. Oopsie. She's got binding. Can you believe it? I'm so excited. Okay, tomorrow, Wednesday, 6 o'clock Eastern time, really hoping that I will have this glued down so that I can just zip through the stitching and it will be finished tomorrow night. I'm not making any promises, but I'm really hopeful. Super duper hopeful. I'd love to be done and throw this in the washing machine tomorrow night and be ready to snuggle with it. I'm so excited. I wasn't sure I'd ever finish this one. Okay, I hope you all have a fantastic evening. I hope you have a fabulous morning tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern, is our YouTube Live. And please invite some other people over. We have plenty of chairs. So, grab whatever you're working on, bring it over, enjoy, 45 minutes to an hour or so with us, sewing and chatting, and I can't wait to see you guys. And remember, only a 1/4 inch seam. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.